Let's move on. Staying in the race theme, what's going on lately? Lee Daniels, director of the movie The Butler, was asked last night if he thinks America is more racist now since President Obama came into office. Watch.
I think that people are angry that he's president, and I think that they're showing their true colors. I think that, you know, when Danny Strong wrote those words, any black man could be killed by any white man and get away with it. Trayvon Martin had not happened. I end the movie with hope, you know. He's walking down, and Obama's giving that famous speech, you know. And then I come out of my edit room, and Trayvon Martin has happened. So yeah, I think so. Sadly, I think so.
Dana, your thoughts on it? By the way, I don't know the answer to this. Did you know this guy, the Butler?
I think that I had a chance to come across him, but I didn't know him personally, no. But I know that the Bush did, and in particular, Mrs. Barbara Bush, when she saw the movie, said it brought her to tears. As I'm sure it's a wonderful story. Danny Strong is an excellent producer, an amazing writer. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is an exact storytelling of Lee Butler's wife, of the Butler's wife, excuse me. I just want to make one comment before you take it around the table about whether or not we are more of a racist country than before, if there's racism problems in America. I look around and I think at the highest levels of government, some of the best entertainers, all across journalism and the media, all across business, you have lots more diversity than you had when I was a kid. So I think that we've come a long way. I personally feel like I've probably come a long way. Well, I just don't think that it is worse than before.
Is the media pumping up the racism, playing the race card? And when I say media, I mean specific things like this and Oprah, you know, promoting this film using a lot of racial terms, a lot of race baiting.
Well, I think this is clear. Does President Obama get elected without white people voting for him? Absolutely not. If African Americans were the only ones to vote for him, it would have been close when he got out of the primaries. Number two is people have amnesia. People hated George Bush. People hated Bill Clinton. It was personal. It was about their party. It was about their beliefs. But no one said, I don't like him because he's from Arkansas. I don't like him because he's from Texas. I don't like him because his dad's from Connecticut. I think when people look at Barack Obama, they love his policies. They hate his policies. I don't think they hate him. And I don't see the resentment because he's black. I don't see it.
I want to see this movie. I absolutely want to see it. I understand it's very entertaining, but I also understand it's very loosely based on fact, more based on fiction. The Butler's not from... You saw it?
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's not from Georgia. He's from Virginia. His mom wasn't raped by a white man. His father wasn't killed by the white man that raped his mom. It seems, Bob, like they're playing a lot of race cards in this movie.
Well, you know, I talked to a friend of mine who was in the White House with me, and he reminded me of who this guy was, and then I remembered him. And I didn't know anything about his background or anything about this story, but he's a very pleasant guy, and, you know, he's been there a long time. As many of the people, as Dana will tell you, a lot of those people who served in the White House have been there for years and years and years. In fact, I think the chief butler was there for, I don't know, seems to me like 40 years or something. But
that's a different guy?
No, the chief of the
butlers.
Yeah, chief of the butlers.
There's a chief of the butlers?
Yeah.
Like a chief of staff?
Listen, here's the thing. I want to say what Dana was saying, is that to suggest anything about Barack Obama being people hate him because he's black, I don't buy that for a second. There are people who are racist who didn't like because he was black to start with. They're still there. But is racism worse today? I don't think so at all. And I think it's gotten appreciably better since I worked in the civil rights movement. I can tell you that.
I agree with you. I think we're doing well. And I think we should continue to move forward and not try and pull people down and stir up the race problems and conflict just to achieve your own political purpose. I think that is reckless. I think we should try and move forward in a positive way with all the accomplishments. We have a black president. Right. We have many people, as Dana said, in positions of power and influence running this country and contributing from all different walks of life, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different ethnicities, and I think it's a great place to be.
But that's you also have more poor black children today than you've ever had before.
And you have quite a bit of poor white children as well, and a lot of poverty amongst whites.
The highest poverty rate in the last 50 years.
And Bob, you've talked about one of the reasons why, though, that a lot of the policies that have been in place, especially for urban America, haven't worked.
No, they haven't worked. And that's, I go back, I've said this before, but I'll repeat it. Those of us on the left have a lot of responsibility for some of this, particularly public housing and welfare, which we basically helped breed 3 generations of dependent people. Now, we got to reverse that, but that doesn't mean that you have to throw
How do you reverse it, though? I mean,
well,
it's
already beginning. It's already beginning to be reversed. Public housing is much less of a.
But here's the question. I mean, our entitlement program, we're spending more than we've ever spent on welfare, on food stamps, on all the other entitlement programs. Isn't there a positive correlation between spending and giving away free money?
It is not the case that we're spending more on entitlement and welfare. We are certainly spending more in Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. But in terms of poverty programs, we're cutting. They've been cut.
No, we're spending more now than we've ever spent in our entire existence.
For
welfare and poverty programs, yeah. Absolutely.
Did you see some of the quotes from the stars, like Cuba Gooding Jr., who's a great guy, he's been here before. He said he thinks there's been a real disconnect with the civil rights movement and the history of it, and I think the movie opens that dialogue so that you can make your decision as an African American or an American. What is the difference? I mean, am I Italian and Irish?
I heard
I can make my decision as a white American.
People still try to figure out what you are.
Right. I'm still trying. I'm a hybrid.